Meza, thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So let's do a quick, brief introduction. You are a new intern, so where do you go to school? Where do you work?
I go to Fullerton College, 3 minutes away, and I am a business major currently, but I want to specify in marketing and more digital marketing. And I currently work at a physical therapy clinic in Yorba Linda. They're called Salinas Physical Therapy / Sports Medicine. And I've been working there as a social media coordinator for the past year. And I'm now just leaving them to start working here more often as an intern.
So you're leaving a paid position to work for us for free.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
so let's talk about the first part of that question a little bit more. You go to community college. Fullerton College is the alma mater or the current school for majority of this team. How is that experience going to a community college? And
it's, it was hard at first with the pandemic because it was online. And so it was like a weird experience, like a weird introduction to college. So now that the campus is opening up so much more, I feel like this is what it's supposed to be like, and it's been so much fun, being able to be in actual classroom settings, and the campus is just, I find it really beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's really exciting to feel like a student, again, not just in front of Zoom calls all day, and so. Yeah, it's been great. I think they're great, and I think kind of similar to what Adrian said is you have that time to figure out what you really want to do and what you're passionate about, and I've been able to do that there. I've changed my major once from acting to business, so yeah.
Yeah, and you said that you are focusing more on marketing, and you also work as a social media marketer. So tell me a little bit about how that interest developed.
So the first time I was ever introduced to social media management or marketing or any of that was my dad had a small business. It was a party rentals business, and it's currently not with us anymore. It has passed away, and I forgot how long ago. But he just asked if I could just help out with posting and writing captions and all these different things, and it turned out to be pretty fun. I was in high school when I was doing it, and I felt like I had a natural knack for it, and it wasn't something I had to think too hard about, versus everything else I attempted felt really hard for me to grasp. So I was looking a year ago for a job, and then I came across that on Indeed and social media coordinator, and so I remembered, I was like, oh, this stuff was actually kind of fun, why not? I can get paid doing it. So, and it introduced me to such a big, confusing but great and frustrating world of so I didn't have social media for at least 2 years before that, and then once I got the job, I got it back just for that job, and I've learned a lot through how powerful it can be, using it for great things, to bring awareness to, stuff that needs to be heard and needs to be brought to the light more. Whereas that physical therapy clinic, I had never really thought about physical therapy before in my life, but being able to work and help bring just how important that field is just been so eye-opening, and it's something that I've grown passionate about, of bringing awareness to these different fields through social media, because even though it's used for so many different things, I feel like if you can bring something important and something meaningful to someone's feed while they're scrolling, that's awesome. Getting some good information every day, getting something that opens your perspective and whatnot. So
yeah, and I remember we were having this conversation earlier about, from one social media manager to another, the pitfalls of social media as well as the benefits, and we're working on the side of bringing the benefits to life, connecting people with the resources that they need. So you've been doing exactly that with the physical therapy clinic.
Yeah, I definitely, I definitely tried, and I, and I'm, it's just been awesome to feel all right, I'm using this for good, there can be good within social media. It doesn't have to be just craziness or chaos or, you know, people bullying each other in the comments or roasting each other. So, yeah, for sure.
So now that you have joined the Observer, first I want to ask, what motivated you to join us? How did you find us?
Yeah, so I told you, I think, previously that I found out about you guys through a story that you posted about of a friend of mine that went to Fullerton Union High School, and she had that graduation cap and about the uterus, and they did not let her, you know, use that. And so I saw you guys' like cover on it. It was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that we had like a local newspaper. Like, that's awesome. And so I followed you guys on Instagram, and then I think a couple months later I saw there was like a internship, like social media internship offer, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'd be interested in that. And so like now I think, because of just listening to the podcast, you know, your interviews with all these different people, it's been really inspiring, and I've learned so much already that I didn't know that was going on in this city about all these organizations that are just so, like, they just do such, like, beautiful things for people. And it's been really awesome, and, like, to be able to be part of that is, like, everything for me, because I'd love to be part of something where we're bringing, you know, awareness to important things and stories that should really be heard. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I do want to provide a little bit of context with the graduation cap. It was because the student was protesting for women's reproductive rights, I believe.
Yes, yeah. Exactly, yeah. And, no one was happy when they didn't let her, you know, because she's also, I think, I forget what major, but
I think you wanted to become a doctor.
Yeah, so it was very
OBGYN.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
future.
it worked, you know, but
yeah, it got the attention.
Yeah.
Certainly got the attention. Sometimes I think the banning or the silencing often brings more attention to the issue.
Definitely, yeah.
So what will your role be with the podcast?
Helping out with the podcast and, running the social media as far as, like, different platforms. We have, like, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all these different things. And I think really it's just, collaboration, teamwork, like, growth. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of, I see so much potential in the podcast, and I see, like, that it's already, I feel like, doing great, and so I'm really excited to help out with that in any way I can, and we're all learning together, so it's been fun already, and I can't wait to continue with it.
Yeah, thank you for joining us with that perspective. And I think I always talk about this off camera, is that we mess up on something different every episode, but at least we don't repeat the same mistakes that have been made.
Yeah.
So so to kind of wrap up, what are your future career goals, education goals?
Yeah, career-wise, something in marketing. I it's hard to say, like, what it'll be like in 10 years from now with social media and the internet. Like, I just have no clue. It's always changing so rapidly. But, I think at the end of the day it's just, helping out organizations, helping out companies that are really, doing stuff for the world. Like, what Fenty Beauty does, what, like, all these other, like, beauty brands and, like, different companies like that. Like, it's cool. It's definitely really cool, but it's not within my interest, like, there's other things I feel, where it's, like, shelters or, like, for animals or whatever. Like, that stuff is really, like, I'm really passionate about. But as far as education, I don't know. I do want to transfer to a graduate school. I don't know where. I have to keep doing my research on that. But I am though very excited to see where I'll end up with the experience that I'm getting from here. So yeah.
And I'm excited to see where you go with all of this great experience that you're getting here. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for being here tonight, Emma.
Thank you for having me.